Yo, welcome back. We are preparing for accelerated 1B common assessment. So, question 1A here, test type question, which is select all the expressions that are equivalent to the expression right here. All right, so then they give us these options A through E. So the first step is you need to solve the original expression. So let's see if we can do that. All right, so we're going to have to first solve the original expression down here, starting with distribute. So we're going to distribute over here. We're going to get negative, if we distribute, we're going to get negative 4y minus 12. Okay, so then we're going to rewrite the expression negative 4y minus 12 minus 7y plus 2. We're just rewriting. Then we would combine the like terms, the y terms. So we got a negative 4y. It's minus 7y. Okay, so we're going to add the opposite. Okay, which is going to give us a negative 11y. Then we're going to combine the constants, and that is going to be the negative 12 plus 2. So we got negative 12 plus 2, which gives us negative 10. And then we bring these together right here, and our final expression is negative 11y minus 10. Okay, negative 11y minus 10. So if we look at the options here, we can already see that A is correct. So A is correct. All right, but we gotta look at the other ones. Okay. Let's look at this one. We can look at this one right here. We have a negative 4y plus a negative right here. Negative 4y minus the 7y, which is the same thing that we did down here. Okay, so that's going to be keep change change, and that's going to give us 11. It's going to give us a negative 11y. Same as down here, combining the like terms, but then when we do the constants right here, we got a 3 plus a 2. That's going to give us a positive 5. Okay, so this is I already got it here, so that's incorrect. Okay, and I'm going to have to delete this stuff in order to move down on the page. Okay, and we know that C is incorrect because it's missing the constant altogether. It's just got the negative 11y. But these, the last two, the D and the E, we're going to have to actually solve. Those are not quick and easy. Alright. So far we got A. We know it's A. So we're going to delete this. Okay. We're going to move down a little bit. Alright. So solve number 2 means we're basically solving D. Option D. Alright, noticing this takes paper and pencil. So if you don't have paper and pencil, I don't know how you're doing it. So the first thing we're going to do is combine the y terms. So again, we got that negative 4y minus 7y, which is going to come to negative 11y. We've done that. Then we combine our constants, which are going to give us a negative 12 plus a 2. Okay, we got the negative 12 plus 2, which is the same as the original problem, which is going to give us a negative 10. So that means we end up with negative 11y minus 10. So that means A is correct and D is correct. We already said that B and C were incorrect. Alright, so we got A and D. Alright, then I got to move up to check E. Okay, or maybe I could just do it right here to save some time. So we got a negative 4. Okay, we got negative 4 plus a negative 7y, which we already know is going to be a negative 11y, and then we have the same thing, positive 2 plus a negative 12, because this is going to be keep change change. This is going to become a 2, positive 2 plus a negative 12. So they basically just switched it around, but it's still going to come out to a negative 10. Okay, so we know that E is also correct, and that means correct answers A, D, and E. Basically, to take from this lesson, this is a time-consuming problem. All right, requires a lot of patience in solving. Okay. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Practice problems. Alright, so this is straightforward. I basically already did this for you, like right over here. That's the practice problem, but I'll go through it again, which is basically given this expression. On his handwriting. Okay, so you basically got 2 steps. Okay, multiply the first part and then multiply the second part. So you're going to get a negative times a positive is a negative 24x. Negative times a negative is a positive 18. Okay, so obviously that's going to be B. Alright, so that's a good, nice, straightforward question on the test. It looks like that. Alright, let's go on to the next one. Finish, make sure you got all these practice problems done for part 2. Then move on to the next one. Alright, let's keep it moving. Let's go on to the next one. This one on 3. Alright. So let's see here. 3B. This is the test version. I probably would have did this different, and I added numbers to the bottom part, so just to follow along with the steps. So this would be the test version, and then this is the clear version where it's just basically rewritten so it's more straightforward. So first thing we start with is basically the equation that they gave you, which I called the model, or I should have said given equation, and that is C equals 27.5 H plus 180. Then you substitute the budget, which in this case is $345. So it's 345 is equal to 27.5 H plus 180. Okay, subtract the fee. We got minus 180. I should have just said subtract. Okay. And that's going to give us 165. 165 equals 27.5 H. Isolate the H, divide both sides. 27.5 divide by 27.5. That's going to give us H equals 6. Okay, should have pulled up the calculator. Okay, whatever. $345 minus 180. $345 minus 180 is 165, and then we're going to divide that by 27.5. That's going to give us H equals 6. All right. So Maya's budget is $345. Find the maximum whole hours, number of whole hours she can rent. Okay, so she can rent for 6 hours max. She can rent 6 hours max on that budget. Okay, so that's how you do that question. Alright, let's keep it moving to the next one. Alright, let's keep it moving. Alright, so the next one is 4. I mean, I already have the example. We kind of done it in class, but I'm just putting it in video for people to have access. Okay, so we've got, and I'm just putting it over here to this side, 1/3 times x minus 12 equals -6. Alright, so we're trying to isolate this x, so we need to first get rid of this 1/3 over here. So there's more than one way to do it, but I'm going to show you one way. Okay. First thing to do is the opposite of times 1/3 is to multiply both sides by the reciprocal, which would be 3/1, which is the same thing as multiplying by 3. Okay, so then that leaves us over here with x minus 12 equals -6, because these would cancel. Alright, because if we multiplied this out, we get 3/3, and that equals 1. So we would end up with a 1 here, but we do not have to write that. Okay, and the -6 times a +3 is going to give us a -18. Okay, then we add 12, because it is the opposite of subtract 12, to both sides. Okay, so -18, let me do it over here, -18 plus 12 is going to give us a negative something. Okay, so this cancels, this again cancels, leaving us with x equals a -6. Okay, and that's pretty much it. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. Okay. Boom. Alright, let's keep it moving. Boom. Okay. Something going on here. Let's do this. What's going on, but we'll keep it moving. Alright. Now, basically, we need to find out which one of these, which equation models the scenario that you're given. I did it over here. I don't remember if we got this far in class, but I'll just explain it, and the notes are already there for you. This is the test version, like how, you know, test type, how the wording is. This is a little bit more clear. All right, so for a school fundraiser, Malik will make hats. He must pay a fixed fee of $360 for a heat press and $420 per hat for the blanks and the ink. Which equation best represents the total cost of making hats? Okay, so these two gotta be wrong just off the top, because they're equations for solving for hats. It solves for the number of hats. Okay, and it says it represents the cost. So it's got to be A or B, because they represent, these equations solve for the cost. C and D solve for number of hats. So those are wrong. off the top. Then if you just look at this is like a reading question. It's not even really a math question. It says Malik will make hats in a fixed fee. Okay, so the fixed fee means it doesn't change. Nothing changes it. It's set in stone. It's concrete. That would be B. Because for A, it's saying that the 360 is going to change depending on what S is. But it already said that it is fixed and it does not change. So A implies that it will change based on the number of hats. So the answer is B. Okay, so C equals 360 times S is wrong because it implies a change in the fixed fee. Implies fixed fee will change. And if it changes, that means it's not fixed. So that can't be right. All right, so the answer is B. And I got that here. Answer B. So that's just common sense for that one. And reading correctly. Okay. And that might not be that clear of what they're asking and trying to read this the way they have it worded here. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say. If you got any questions on that, then just ask me in class. Okay. And I'm running out of time, so we're going to end this video here, and we'll make another video for the rest of the questions. If you got any questions, ask me in class. Other than that, peace.